Good morning and welcome to another edition of Lakers Fast Break Spotlight on the Lakerholics chat weekend. If you go to the Lakerholics website, you will find that it is under maintenance right now. I'm sure millions of you have been visiting based on our numbers. So we are redoing the site. It's going to be a little bit different. I'll let Tom elaborate on that either now or later, and we'll see what we're doing. But yeah, we're changing it up. We're going modern. And we're ditching legacy ways of doing things. My name is Jamie Sweet, as you can see by my correct title down yonder, even though it looks auto load me as Gerald Glassford. With me is Michael and Laker Tom. How you guys doing this morning?
Good. Good morning.
I just finished the workout, did some weights, feeling good. Trying to lose some weight here in 2026, get myself some sort of shape. Luka Doncic is my inspiration, among other things. Morning, Craig. Morning, Chris. How you guys doing today? Welcome to the show. All right, so the Lakers have been bounced. We're watching the NBA playoffs unfold without the Lakers again for, really since COVID. We have not been a force in the NBA playoffs, which is always a bummer. I mean, we made the playoffs, which is great. Most franchises would be, I'm not saying, thrilled, but, content with that, happy with that. It would be like hey, we did it. We made the playoffs back-to-back years. We advanced a round. We improved upon last season. There's not a Laker fan out there that's happy about where we're at right now, if I'm being honest. We're all kind of like this.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy with where we are.
All right. Well, Chris,
how about you, Michael?
You know what? Considering you couldn't do it all in 1 year, I think they made strides, but this is going to be a real challenge this summer because, I mean, it sounds like you got a lot of money, but when you only got 5 guys on a contract, that big chunk of money.
But we do have a first-round pick.
You're only going to have 3 under contract because 2 of them are going to opt out. So
no, that's counting. That's 5 guys that can't out. I mean, 5 guys
that can't opt out. It's
yeah.
I mean, Dalton, we have the team option on Dalton. We'll probably let's get into the roster. I was going to bring up the roster. Hold on a sec. Let me do something. Let's talk amongst yourselves. Let me just Lakers, because I wanted to get into this a little bit, and you are the 2 gentlemen to do it. Well, before we get into the Laker roster, let's talk about the problem that is Victor Wembanyama. This guy is really good, you guys, and it's not that he's.
What's great about it? He's not a problem because he gives at least Laker fans a reason to watch the NBA for the rest of the season.
Oh, I can't stand him. I can't stand him.
But that series is going to be a masterful series.
I mean,
Wemby versus the Thunder. Come on.
Well, it's Shea versus Wemby, in my opinion. I mean, Shea's the reigning MVP. It seems likely that he's destined to repeat as the MVP.
Well, they're going to rename They should just name the title after the award after him and move on.
Shea? No, that was Jokic. No, that's the no. Come on, it's the Bill Russell Award is what it is, and it's right to be called that.
But it's automatic. It's like. How can you give anybody else the Defensive Player of the Year award?
Oh no! There's no
or the MVP award. MVP possibly, but Defensive Player of the Year, it's impossible.
No, you're absolutely right with that. What I'm saying is that it's hard to find a guy like Wembanyama that combines so many great parts of all of the right kind of basketball moves you can make. I'd have to shut down Chrome and restart it. No, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to share my screen. I was going to bring up our roster salary, but we can just talk about it, and the rest of you can imagine what those numbers look like in your heads. My thing with Wemby is that he's so good without being ball dominant. It's hard to find a superstar that isn't ball dominant, and Wemby isn't ball dominant. He doesn't need the basketball in his hands to completely affect the outcome of a game. The last guy I can think of to do it.
He doesn't even need to play offense.
The last guy who even I can even kind of conceive.
He can really be Bill Russell.
He's more like Hakeem. I think he's more like Hakeem than Bill Russell, and that Hakeem is an underrated defender, and I would say that Wemby is an underrated offensive player.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
he's still growing, man.
And he's that.
Wait till he's like 30 years old,
Wait till he's 25. Wait till he's 26. It's a problem. It's a problem, and that's one of the things that you have to address this offseason.
But there are going to be more problems like him coming up. You can just see it. Look at this year's draft. I mean,
7'6" guys who can dribble and shoot threes. Come on, now.
yeah, but there's at least 15 guys that look like they could.
Everybody does this every year. Everybody overreacts in the wrong way. Everybody sees
but the ones that we're seeing now are all like 7 foot, 7'3", 7'6". I mean, you ain't gonna see any 6'2" guards getting drafted anymore.
I think you are if they can shoot and play make. No. Listen, your course.
There'll be about 7 of them this time, Tom.
It may not be 7. Yeah, there's going to be like 3, and they're going to be the best 3. Or they should be the best 3. At least the best 3 that are playing well right now. So now a guy's going to develop. Shea is an excellent example of a guy who never let his draft position affect his belief in himself, who has put in the time and the work over the last few years, and then become something that nobody really believed he could be except for himself. Nobody said 5 years ago when Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was on the Clippers that he's going to be a potential back-to-back MVP winner, potentially back-to-back leading a team to back-to-back titles in Oklahoma City of all places. You would have been happy if he'd ended up like a Jordan Crawford or Lou Williams.
You have to have the real serendipity of also being on a championship team. That makes a big difference.
That's a good point. No, he went to the exact right situation. That Paul George trade was the best possible thing that could have ever happened to his career.
And that load of draft picks along with him, so that he's got guys around him who've got.
There's a first round pick coming his way this year in like 2 months, which is another thing the Lakers have to adjust their philosophy on. I think is just shipping out first round picks as soon as you can. This is, and I've been saying this for a while. And I think
what are the odds? I think they're going to use this pick.
I think they are too. All right, let's start.
Let's start to do it.
Hold on, there's some comments here. I haven't been highlighting the comments lately. I've been real. Hold on. All right, here's the first question. Let's take some questions from the chat. Do we keep Rui or do we sign and trade? Very tough decision. That's an interesting point because Rui could probably get you a between 15 and 25 mil on the open market in a sign and trade. What do you guys think?
Well, I think that
Rui's can.
Michael, you first. Michael, you first.
I think that Rui is on the open market because of unless people make some real big salary moves within their rosters, there's only a couple of teams that could actually sign him for anything more than the
but a lot of trade
non-taxpayer minimum. So that's kind of like where he's at, is like at the $15 million range.
I agree, but no, with a sign and trade, you're not confined by your salary.
And you could. It depends on who you're going to get. See, here's the deal. One of the reasons, even on games that Rui doesn't score a lot of points, one of the reasons why Luka and Austin can get into the paint is because of Rui. You have to have somebody out.
He has gravity to pull defenders.
Exactly. So he's more important than just his shot making. It's his shot making that opens up a lot of stuff for other people.
And he's a playoff riser, which is really important.
And he's also developed into a decent team defender. He's not a lockdown defender, but he is decent. So. Yeah, I would, it depends on who you could get back if he was part of a bigger deal.
Let's flip this exercise. Let's not constrain ourselves by salary cap. If you were a GM, what's your top dollar you would pay for Rui Hachimura? Mine's 25.
Probably the same.
I think Rui stays for. I think you can talk him into staying for a long contract for 16.
16 with raises?
Yeah. With an understanding that he's going, that hey, he loves LA and LA loves Rui, and I think that this playoff rising thing is a big deal, man.
Agreed, especially with Luka.
One of the things that we're missing right now is volume 3-point shooting, and the last thing we want to do is get rid of guys who shoot threes and make a high percentage of them.
I totally agree.
I mean. Every game we're at a big disadvantage. I mean, against OKC, same thing. Against every team that we play, almost.
And
I don't want to be the Celtics and just throw threes up like crazy.
No,
man, you got to shoot 40 threes a game to stay alive in this league.
And I don't. It's not even just the threes. The guy led The guy led the NBA in mid-range shooting this year.
Well, he's mid-range. He's money. He's cash in.
Money.
Man.
He's money from the elbow.
Yeah.
He is money from the
And
elbow.
he proves it in the biggest games, man.
Yep.
So he's coming back no matter what. But I think the whole theme is, there's 6 guys that we really want back and that really deserve to come back, but they're going to have to take a little less every one of them.
Well, this is the thing.
Including LeBron and including Austin.
Well, this is we'll get into Austin Reeves last. That's the biggest domino. And I know everybody wants to talk about LeBron. I'm less concerned about LeBron. I actually think it's 50-50 LeBron retires. I don't think
really retires.
Yeah, I think he might retire. I mean, it's a lot.
Here's a good question for you. Is that good for the Lakers or not?
It's a mixed bag because you're not going to replace the knowledge. You're not going to replace the clutch, the ability to. There's no situation that the man hasn't seen on a basketball court. You know what I mean? And so you're not going to. I'm not even going to talk about the skill set that he still brings to the table. What will be 42.
Him retiring eliminates that difficult decision that the Lakers have.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And somebody wrote a very compelling article. Kathy something or other. I forget her name. I can look it up in a minute. Somebody wrote a very compelling article about why he ought to really strongly considering retiring on The Athletic, where she was like, he has a chance to go out on his terms, and almost zero athletes ever grasp that chance, and they all fall apart. Kobe Bryant fell apart. Michael Jordan fell apart. Joe Montana fell apart. We can go down every sport, any list you want. Any great player that held on for a season or two too long, and you're like, well, okay, well, you probably should have retired 2 years ago, buddy. And he doesn't have to.
But it's so prevalent that everybody forgets it. You don't remember MJ's last year.
I think a lot of people do remember MJ's last year. It's one of the asterisks they put on his season whenever they talk about the GOAT discussion. They're like, well, there's the Wizards. The whole tenure on the Wizards was.
You think MJ's losing any sleep over it?
No. I never worry about the athletes, Tom. They're fine. They're all fine. They have their money. They've got their homes. They've got their boat. They've got their cars. They've got their horses if they like horses, whatever they like.
Money doesn't buy happiness, man.
Yeah, but it buys contentment and a lack of other problems, and then you can figure out.
You can avoid disasters very easily.
Sure. But LeBron has, I think, shown us that he's not one of those guys who's going to go out and blow it. Like Johnny Depp in the cocaine movie. I forget what it's called. Blow. He's not gonna. It's not gonna be like Johnny Depp in Blow, right? He's gonna be all right. He might take up golf and spend too much money on golf lessons. He's
not just a millionaire. He is a billionaire.
He's a billionaire. He's fine. Look, we're not going to worry about LeBron. What LeBron thinks of his legacy. LeBron knows his legacy. He lived it. He's good. You know what I mean? It's the rest of us who have these debates about it, and that's fine. I mean, it takes up time, but I think that there's a compelling reason for him to consider retiring because you're not going to have a better season.
You know why he's not going to do it?
Because he wants to win a ring.
Bronny.
Yeah, maybe
playing with your son, man. Nothing, except maybe playing with your grandson.
Okay, let's talk about this. Bronny's one of the 5 guys who we have to keep in theory. We could decline our option on him. We have an option on Connect. We have an option.
No, we don't. We exercise.
Next year's the team option on Bronny.
Yeah, on Connect. We exercised it.
And we exercised it this summer or this last. You're right, Michael. Thank you so much. I forgot about it.
Yeah, so he's there for at least another year.
He's here. Oh, poor Dalton. Yeah. Hopefully you can find. I hope he plays in summer.
You got to have some people to trade for a center, man.
I just would rather.
We got 3 guys. Listen, you're trading a first-round pick and matching salary for $25 million. You're getting rid of Dalton. You're getting rid of Vando's contract, and you're probably going to get rid of Arabia because you need to get to mid-25 to get somebody who can really help you, like Miles Turner or there's all sorts of guys.
Well, that's a sign and trade for Rui.
There's something outside the box there.
We need to add rotation guys, not get rid of rotation.
But I understand, Tom. But this is the puzzle that's facing it. I'm not disagreeing with that. I would basically prefer running it back. I'm boring. I like to run it back.
Get the guys to take a little less and run it back, and add 3 guys. Really, 3 or 4 guys.
You can't have 3 guys. Yeah. There's no way you can.
Sure you can. You just don't go after $30 or $40 million players.
Oh, so bargain basement guy. Okay, sure. Right.
No, not bargain basement. You get guys that are like 20 and 18 and 25, and you draft somebody who can play.
I'd have to see how that math works out in real time. But
You can do it. I don't know if Rob Pelinka can do it. That's a problem. But Rob will have help. He'll have instead of the Ramby and the Bus brothers, we're going to give him two assistant general managers.
Okay.
And a couple of Dodger guys looking over his damn shoulder so that he does the right thing this time.
All right. So we were trying to talk about. We're all over the map at this point. This is a great.
I had an out of the box idea.
I love it. Let's hear it.
And if we made a trade before the end of the month, June, we could actually use Maxey and we could use Luke. That's $22 million in salaries. And we could even re-sign Luke in July.
But wait, we can't do that because they're on expiring contracts.
No, you can.
You can
look it up. I checked.
It's part of the new. It's a new wrinkle in the CBA from 2 years ago. There is. Yeah.
So
that's what allowed Mike Conley to resign with Minnesota.
Right. So you can combine those two contracts with a draft pick or whatever. That's $22 million. Somebody wants Dalton, you could throw him in. That's 20. Sure. That's your $25 million.
25 right there.
So you can do that.
Everyone should take the vet minimum.
We've got guys under contract though that we want to get rid of. So
those guys that we want to get rid of, Tom, you have to pay for. You don't understand. Somebody's going to say, "Okay, Bando, I'll take him. We'll love to have Bando." No, man.
Nobody.
The guys that we have left under contract, other than Luka, I mean,
nobody wants him.
Maybe Larabia would interest somebody, but
he's only making $6 million. He's not making a lot.
Yeah. So no, but
you're not going to be able to put those guys together, and you put a sweetener. You put those guys together because
you don't have a lot of sweeteners.
You're trading, for example. Okay, listen. You offer Oklahoma City first-round pick for Dort. That's an easy move that you can make. The other thing you can do is you can take that first-round pick, another first-round pick, and you can offer that first-round pick for Miles Turner. But you have to match salary, so you get rid of the three guys you do. They're getting the pick. That's the only reason they're going to take it.
So that's about $40 million in salary.
You have to find guys around $25 million, and there's some really good players at $25 million out there that teams will get rid of for a pick. And then that's how you get rid of these guys. You've got to put them into a deal for a pick for somebody else who wants to get rid of a certain player. Somebody, let's say in Houston. Houston wants to get rid of salary because they're going to have a problem. They have a problem getting Eason signed. They've got big contracts coming up, and the same thing with OKC. Those are the only reasons that they have team options, basically, that Bamwell could exercise on Dort and Hartenstein.
Well, they're going to be $250 million. They're going to be so far. They're $250
I know
million
they're
right now.
But it's here's what the Lakers could do though. The Lakers, I put an article out yesterday on Medium, and essentially the Lakers are going to have under that setup that I did, where they brought back 6 guys and they brought in 3 guys and used their draft pick, $435 million payroll. This is a Warriors thing.
There are 3 players that I want us to target: Mitchell Robinson.
Robert Williams instead.
No. Mitchell Robinson, who's a much better defender and bigger, and can actually affect Wembanyama. Robert Williams III he's not stopping Wemby. He's not stopping Jokic. Robert Williams. I'm sorry. Now you got me thinking Robert Williams, and I'm not.
I could take either one. I would take either one of them, but the problem you have is they're not really starters because unless you start them 8 minutes and then close them with 8 minutes.
Well, I'm assuming
for the 2 quarters.
I'm assuming Ayton doesn't opt out. I don't see a huge market for DeAndre Ayton if he opts out.
He's going to opt out.
Who's going to pay him
he's worth the MLE to a lot of the teams.
But who's going to pay him that?
I think there'll be a team to pay him that. If not, he'll opt out because he can't. He's making more than $8 million, man.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that. I don't see a much bigger raise. I don't know that 15 mil is his ceiling. I don't know that it's that high at this point. Mm-hmm. He played pretty good, all season, and
The Lakers are not going to. He's seventh on the list of people that they're going to bring back, man.
I don't think he's going to opt out. Is what I'm saying. I think Smart will opt out. I think that he's definitely worth more than
the
minimum.
They're both going to opt out.
But I don't know that we can bring both back, especially if Ayton doesn't opt out.
We wouldn't want to bring Ayton back at any price. You saw what he did in the finals or in the last series.
No, he's pretty good in the last series. Well, at times he
disappeared.
He disappeared, and
he disappeared against OKC. He was dominated by OKC. He couldn't handle either one of the 2 7-footers.
We didn't ever counter with our 2 big lineup.
He couldn't catch the ball. He couldn't finish. He couldn't move.
Well, that's what I mean. He's not going to opt out. Nobody's going to pay him.
Yeah, but he will based upon what he did.
They're hoping that he opts out, and I don't know that he will opt out. I think that those are 2 very different things.
I'll bet you $10 right now.
I'm not betting any more money. I lost too much money. I've lost like $7 whole betting you, and I don't like losing money like that. It's too much money for me to lose. I got my retirement to worry about. This is a great. We'll do this one at the end, Kurt. This is a great. We'll do one for all 3 of us. What are our top 3 trades to improve the team? We'll do that in a couple of minutes here. All right. I didn't even Mitchell Robinson. Watson, and Peyton Watson from Denver, and Terry Eason. Those are the 3 guys I want us to get.
I'd love to see those 3 guys there.
All 3 of those guys become Lakers. You might lose Rui Hachimura in that equation. You might have to sign and trade Watson with Rui to make that work. Do you know what I mean? Like to make it work for both teams. I would do that. I think Peyton Watson has more upside than Rui does, and I think he's as good.
You're looking at a trade there that is a starter for a backup because Rui's a backup.
Well, I don't know.
Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem. The only reason that Watson might be available is because of the salary he's going to get. Now, if you're going to do
you're going to have to offer him $30 million at least.
No, you could do a sign and trade Rui at like 10 or 18. And Vando. There's your 30 mil for.
Why would they want Vando? Why would Denver want Vando?
You got to get OKC to agree to do that.
They don't know what they don't. They need a big off the bench.
The last thing the Nuggets want to do is to trade him. They will trade somebody else.
But they want to get something back. And getting Rui back is something that works with Jokic. It works if Aaron Gordon isn't available because he's.
No, but I'm not going to give Rui back for that. You can get Watson. One or 2 things are going to happen. They're going to make sure that they get rid of somebody else or make a deal so they can clear space to keep Watson.
Well, I sure don't want us to get Aaron Gordon, who's breaking down.
Yeah, and I don't want to get Cam Johnson or Aaron Gordon or anybody. I mean, but those are their options they have to move. They'll move those 2 guys in order to make sure they don't lose Watson. And so I think it's a very hard get Watson. That's the only reason. It's not that I don't like the guy or I don't think he'd be a perfect fit for the Lakers, but I don't think that he's too valuable for them to give up. He's their future, really. They'd be stupid to.
Well, they bet on the wrong guy when they extended Christian Braun. Then they were.
Well, yeah, I know, but you don't complicate that by then letting go of the guy.
Watson. This is the reason why I'm a little bit afraid of Watson.
Let's hear
it. He only had a half a season of breakout.
Right.
You know, that's why Christian Braun got the money because Brown hadn't earned it yet. I mean,
he played that well last year,
I don't know that Braun had earned it either, if I'm being honest. I mean, he only had a season of breakout before that, and then he fell off a cliff.
Yeah, he stopped being able to make shots.
Yeah, and his defense was not as good as it was the year before. So that
and that's why I always worry about giving a guy a lot of money based on one half of a good season.
Listen, the anguish of people in this, the anguish of Lakers fans.
Hold on a second.
Austin Reeves $30 million.
He's not.
And yet their willingness to throw out $30 million to a guy who, I mean, Michael's got a point. A guy who hasn't shown it over a long period of time.
Well, that's my point. That's what I was going to say. That's an interesting point because if that makes me lean more towards Rui Hachimura, who does have a pretty solid track record of being exactly what he is. There's a point for there's an element within building a team within basketball where I look at the degrees of variance. You see there's 2 guys who average 16 points a game. One guy is basically making 15 points a game on 7 shots. The other guy is making 15 points a game on 12 shots. the degree of variance between those two. The 12 shots a game guy has a chance to make 20, 30 points a game if he makes all his shots, but the other guy is more steady. You can depend on that 15 points a game being there every single night. It's not.
He may never shoot, and he may never be able to step up when the next man up is.
But Rui has proven that he can step up.
No, listen. You were the one who wants to trade Rui.
I'm not. I don't want to trade anybody right now. I said I wanted to run it back. I'm scared. I
want to run it back, but they better be able to take a cheaper contract.
We'll see. There's not many more cheaper.
That's I think this team has that kind of character of players.
I mean, there's nobody.
You're starting off by asking you're asking LeBron James and Austin Reeves to take less money than they really could get in an open market.
He's not going to get. Well, who's going to pay LeBron more than $20 million?
I know, but there's an element there.
Nobody can pay him more than.
There's an element. I'm saying this is a positive element that these two guys are both of the type of character that they're willing to do it to win a championship.
Would you sign and trade LeBron for Jimmy Butler?
No.
Come on.
No.
If LeBron says, "I want to go to Golden State," what do you do?
If LeBron said
because the Lakers will honor that, right? They will stand by their.
I might trade him for Draymond Green.
Oh, man, that's disaster waiting to happen. That is disaster waiting to happen.
I know.
We've got cap space. We wouldn't have to bring a lot of money back.
Yeah.
We could. I agree.
Oh no, they don't have.
We just let him go there. You just let him go there. Don't why trade for him? The cap space for us will be worth it.
You're not. That's not the way.
There's a good argument that you can take that money and turn it around and get it with a little more wiggle. You could get Eason, for example.
Letting LeBron dangle in the wind like that is not on the Lakers menu.
No, they're not. LeBron's got to tell him right.
No, don't even bring it up. It's just not going.
Well,
Rob has been laying flowers at the feet of LeBron James for 7 years in a row.
Yeah, I know.
Every year he's like,
maybe it might be Mark Walter or somebody else making that decision.
It's like he's going on the Odyssey with all the Spartans, and they're gonna, it's this whole this mythical journey that Rob's not gonna do that. It's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. They're not gonna let him dangle in the wind. They're either gonna pay him, which would suck. It would suck.
Yeah, but the other side of it is that if LeBron says he wants to come back and he wants to come back from the Lakers, then the Lakers basically, from a PR standpoint and a loyalty standpoint and everything else and a fan standpoint, I think that LeBron comes back. But then it becomes an issue for how much money.
That's the question.
And that is the question. And, I mean,
it really matters because clearly the Lakers want him back. Rob's done nothing but signal that for years.
Well, frankly, if you want to know the truth, I don't think the Lakers really. Let me state it this way: I don't think the Lakers would be tremendously disappointed if he retired.
Oh no, that's what they want. That's the best outcome for the Lakers.
That's the best outcome for the Lakers at this point in time because it clears the decks.
LeBron goes, you know what? That's the best I can do. I don't want to live in a hyperbaric chamber anymore. I would like to hang out with my kids. I'd like to play some golf. I'd like to hang out with my wife, go to Costa Rica or wherever the Jameses go on vacation. And I'm going to live my life. The Lakers would be thrilled. They would throw him a parade. They would throw him a parade. They would say, hey, you didn't get a championship parade.
We're going to throw him a parade anyway, one way or the other. There'll be a parade.
We'll do a party at the Coliseum. Who do you want to play? You want Drake? You want Kendrick Lamar? Who do you want?
I don't see anything. I don't see him going to another team because that would mean the Lakers. That would mean the Lakers said no.
I could see him going to Cleveland. I could see him going to Cleveland just to put the bookmark it up to bookend it all. You know what I mean? Like started in Cleveland, finished.
He would have to take the veteran minimum to go.
You live in a hotel, man.
Or would have to do sign and trade. I would sign and trade Jared Allen for LeBron James in a heartbeat.
Oh, so would I, but would Cleveland?
I don't care what Cleveland wants. Give me Jared Allen.
Well, the other side, Cleveland has some cap issues too. I mean,
that's why there has to be a sign and trade. They'd have to take a little less money back. Whatever. I don't know what Allen's making. 25,
28 next year.
Yeah. Let's say LeBron takes 25 and we sign and trade.
We'll throw in
Bronny. We'll throw in Bronny.
You got to include Bronny, man.
Got to include Bronny. So there's your 28.
Right? Bronny, it's a 2-for-1. It's a 2-for trade.
That's right. You get your point guard of the future, and I don't know about listen. I don't.
That's, there is a problem about if we traded for Giannis. Do we have to trade his brother too? All of a sudden, the 11th through 15th players become all relatives of the starters.
The only people that are interested in a Laker Giannis trade really are sports writers.
Agreed.
Well,
I don't think
and Rob Pelinka.
No, Michael hit
Pelinka.
the nail on the head. The only people who are the clickbait authors of our Summer of Hell. We're going to see so many articles this summer.
You don't think the Lakers are seriously interested in trading for Giannis?
I do not.
No, I don't, because he's breaking down, and I mean, I agree that prime Giannis is a great fit with Luka, but nowadays Giannis is too ball dominant. He is not an off-ball threat. He is not a shooting threat, and he doesn't want to just live in the dunker spot and watch Luka make plays.
Yeah, if he would agree to play center, it could work.
But that's like now it's AD 2.0. Breaking down, doesn't want to play the position he's best suited for, not good at shooting threes. Why do you want to repeat that?
It takes him longer to go home and come back every time.
He doesn't want to come to LA. He wants to play in
That's
New
a
York.
long haul from
He wants to go to New York.
He
wants to go to New York. That's where he wants to go.
And from LA to Athens, that is a long plane ride.
He's never, he's mentioned a couple of teams, but they've never been the Lakers.
Miami
would be another one, maybe.
Thank you.
Well, I also love too the fact that Luka apparently has said that if you're going to trade for Giannis, don't include Reeves.
Well, that's not happening.
I mean, they wouldn't. The only reason the problem is we need to sign Reeves to a $30 to $35 million contract so that we have a piece to trade for a guy like Giannis when it comes up and when he is the right superstar for us. We need those trading chips. And he's not value. It's almost impossible to trade now.
Let's move on to Reeves, actually. This is a good one. And I'm going to start with myself because I never start with myself. I think that Austin Reeves on the open market would probably command 40 mil from the right team. I don't think the right teams have 40 mil to offer him, and I don't think he wants to go to a rebuilding situation. I don't think he's got it in him that he's going to go somewhere and turn a team around and be the guy. I think he wants to win. I think he's a winner. I think he enjoys playing with Luka. I think Luka enjoys playing with him. So I think there's a lot of reasons for the Lakers, Reeves, and all the parties involved to make concessions for one another. One of those concessions for the Lakers might be we're never going to ask you to stop playing golf. Because he's just not.
You think they have contracts that prevent them from playing golf? Because
they have stuff like skydiving and motorcycles, and I mean, I think it's more just the time that he spends playing golf versus working on his game. That's what I'm saying. It's that you can make an argument against Austin Reeves' commitment to his game based on the number of times you see him playing golf and stuff like that. You can say,
does he put more time in his golf game than his basketball game? That's a question.
I mean, how long does it take to play a golf game? It takes 4 hours.
I have never played golf in my life.
For a long time, unless there's nobody else playing.
Yeah. They didn't allow me to play golf when I was young.
My point is this. I mean, clearly this is Reeves' best chance at a massive payday. For me and you, the difference between 30 million and 40 million is like nothing, right? It's hard to imagine that much money. So I'm like, yeah, whatever, 30 million. And that's what I know. I always think
probably wouldn't notice the difference, honestly.
I think you do. I think you instantly do. I think as soon as you start talking about money, you're like, oh, this is a $20 million boat and that's a $25 million boat or what have you. Or houses or whatever, wherever you want to live. My point is this. Is there enough goodwill? Because the Lakers have done really right by Reeves. They've made it. They have paved the way for him to have the success. And I think that's like a $5 million discount. I'm putting a number on it. That's like a $5 million discount.
That's so I ended up at 35.
I'm at 35. You're at 35, Tom. Michael, where are you at with Reeves?
Yeah, I'm about the same.
I would be happier as a fan with 30.
Yeah, of course.
Thrilled as a fan with 25. I don't see
25 is unfair to him. I think 30 I think is a fair discount for him.
I think 35
is for what the Lakers have done and for the fact that you get to stay with your team.
Now, could you see 30 but with bonuses added in, which
sure
it screws with the cap a little bit because it's hard to predict where it'll end up.
Yeah. No, I don't have a problem with that. I mean,
because injuries have played a part in the last 2 seasons. That's why I bring up bonus.
And honestly, there is a question about his ability to handle a physical defense in the playoffs.
And this is a great point.
The other thing, though, and I think this is really important, is that it's almost impossible to trade him at this point in time with a sign and trade type of situation. Even looking at a situation like with the Jazz, who basically would love to get him too, and we'd love to have Kessler. But the sign and trade thing is just so wrought with difficult problems.
I don't think you can compare Reeves and Kessler. I think Reeves
is
better.
You can from a standpoint of the Lakers as to which one does the Lakers need.
I mean, Kessler hasn't. I don't think he's played 60 games in a season yet.
But he's got tremendous potential and upside as a center, and he's a defensive force.
Luke is here for a tremendous upside and potential from a guy who has.
But at any point, the thing to do with Reeves is the Reeves deserves to have a $30 to $35 million salary, and that makes him a very tradable asset in the future. That means you can go after the next superstar, and you don't have to go in all your draft picks, or you can't. You have a player there that is extremely valuable, $35 million trading chip that almost every team can use.
Michael, I want to ask Michael a question here. Steve Go and Shoot says, no defense in the backcourt is not a championship winning team. We cannot keep Austin Reeves in the backcourt with Luka. We will never win a chip with that backcourt. Shake my head. Do you agree with that?
No, because Luka is 6'8" and very capable of guarding forwards.
And plays the small forward spot.
When they were everybody says a backcourt defense. When they put Marcus Smart into the lineup, he wasn't guarding forwards. No, he was guarding backcourt people, and Luka was guarding front court people. Yeah. So no. Everybody looks at it and says, and plus, Luka in March was up for Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, of the month.
That's a little bit extreme.
No, he was actually
he led the league in steals.
Vote getter.
But
he got votes. Jamie, he got a ton of votes for Defensive Player of the Month in March.
That's of the month. Yes, that's different than the year.
No, I misspoke. I said the month.
For a minute, I was like, "You're the one I could depend on."
He is no longer a pushover on defense.
I agree.
And you put him, and he uses his IQ on his defense. I mean, he's really, really good at jumping passing lanes. He's got quick hands. He knocks balls away, and he guards the front line when you had Smart in the lineup. I mean, that's the myth of Austin and Luka backcourt defense. When they had Smart in the starting lineup, he guarded the best backcourt player.
What do you think about a sign and trade for Hartenstein? Because this is where I'm coming from, and I think Tom's point when he's talking about a Walker Kessler type player is that you need somebody who is a true rim determinant. And Walker Kessler fits that mold. I think Hartenstein fits that mold. And one of the things that I like about Hartenstein is that watching Hartenstein and Holmgren reminded me very much of the championship winning center duo we were able to deploy in the COVID bubble of JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, or as I like to refer to them, Javite McCoward. And that recipe for success is going to be even more apparent, I think, when you factor in players like Wembanyama, where you can't have one center guard the other center and protect the rim. Because Wembanyama is going to take the center out to the three-point line. So you need another big or defensive-minded player who doesn't just hold his position, but also affects shots at the basket. And so you have to start to think about building a lineup that will include
two centers,
or at least a mobile, athletic, shot-blocking power forward like Chet Holmgren. Do you know what I mean? Somebody who also can pop for three every once in a while. That was not the Javite
And the problem you have is while you have the assets and the money to go out and get that guy right now, there's somebody else filling that starting power forward position.
We have to. This is what I mean. The best outcome for the Lakers is if LeBron retires.
I know, because the Lakers do need. If you want to beat Oklahoma City, you have to start two bigs.
Here's the deal with OKC. they've got some big decisions to make.
250
In,
mil right now.
in a perfect,
they'll take an offer for Dort.
Yeah.
They will.
I think that Dort is
he
the
can
more,
absorb his salary. He has $18 million salary.
and they got Case and Wallace to fit.
They got Wallace.
They can just plug in for Dort.
They barely played, but Williams has barely played this year. He's a 3. Dort's a 3. They have Caruso who can guard basically anybody but
Yeah,
Jokic.
Wiggins, who didn't even play. I mean,
So I think Dort would be probably one of the most logical guys to let go.
yeah.
But
he's the
I
perfect
don't
guy
know
for the
about
Lakers.
I don't know about Hartenstein just because of what we were talking about. Wemmy. I mean,
They're not gonna. They can't. They wouldn't let both of them go. Hartenstein makes.
I don't know if they can let Hartenstein go, even if they're going to have to eat some.
29 million.
You're saying because of the strategy of having Holmgren and Hartenstein, they'll keep him. That makes sense.
Yeah, because of Wemby. I mean, now Dort. I think
The
Dort's
Lakers need 2 centers. The Lakers are going to need 2 centers to beat Oklahoma City and Wemby.
I
I
wish
think the Lakers need 3 centers. If they can't get a quality name,
Yeah.
get like a Robert Williams and have a 3-center rotation. You've got 18 fouls to give. And just
Robinson, Williams, and Hayes would be a good center, a big center improvement.
Yeah, have those 3 guys just rotate.
Same thing. Same thing. I still think that the Lakers should go after Miles Turner.
Miles is slipping, man. Miles is slipping.
Well, you know what he had is he slipped the same way that Marcus Smart slipped. Sticking with the Bucks in that fucked up situation, man. That was a big part of why he had a down season. And the down season, he still shot 38.3% on 5.4 threes, and he blocked 1.6 shots per game in 27 minutes of play.
What do you think about offering Patrick Spencer a decent deal? Do you think Golden State keeps Pat Spencer?
I would
I think
rather
there's a
go
whole
after
bunch of guys on the fringe that.
Hold on. Michael, you first.
I'd rather go after Goodwin. It's going to be, Goodwin will be cheap.
Jordan Goodwin?
Yeah.
He's a UFA too.
No, yeah, he's unrestricted free agent.
Both
and he
are.
was, so I would, he'd be my number 1 guard target.
The Lakers should call him up and apologize for letting him go.
Well, I don't think, he probably understood why,
Well, but that's a good reason that he wanted to hate the Lakers for getting rid of him.
Another outside. I'm looking at outside the box guys now because we're clearly not going to get a name, right? In free agency. I'm just talking about free agency now. I don't think
we could get a name, but there's an RFA that we could get.
No, we can't play the restricted free agent game. We don't have to. We don't have. I mean, we could, but we'll probably lose out in some.
We could, but you're only going to get 1 player that way.
I want.
You have to give him 30 to 35 mil.
Yeah, I would. I mean, there's guys that I'm thinking of. I like Jordan. I love Jordan Goodwin. I love Jordan Goodwin last year. I love Jordan Goodwin this year. He's a great rebounding guard. We need rebounds. He's got a great motor. High injury risk. Smart was injured a lot. He was injured a lot. They're high energy guys. They throw themselves around. They play hard the whole game. Those guys are going to get hurt.
Another name that's cheap.
I like Jalen Clark on Minnesota. Jalen Clark has shown me a little something in the playoffs. And he's a
Thibault in Portland. Who? Thibault is a really.
I like him because he's big.
He can hit the 3, and his biggest problem has been being hurt.
Well, yeah, that's
but there's one thing. There's one thing too that I think the Lakers have to think about, which is they need a deeper roster because the best way to prevent this sort of plague of injuries that people are having is to have all your guys play a lot less minutes. The average Oklahoma City Thunder, they average like 25 minutes a game for their.
We all think Day'Ron Sharp's option is getting picked up by Brooklyn, right?
Probably, yeah, just because.
Well, I like Day'Ron Sharp, but I don't think I want to get into a bidding war over Day'Ron.
Yeah, no, he'll probably.
One thing here's the thing: if you want to
get up, and now they can trade him.
You definitely have to have 3 centers if you want a 12-man rotation. I think we're getting killed with the goddamn. We've been killed for 4 years now with
the 9-man rotation.
Center rotations, man.
Well, no, and this is one of the things I was kind of hoping to. I want to have. I'm going to have a criticism and some flowers for JJ Redick. I think JJ Redick grew a lot this season as coach. I think we saw his defense really grow a lot as a coach. He went away from we're only ever going to switch everything to we're also going to do some zone. We're going to mix in some traps, especially at half court with a guy who's not really a great ball handler. Trapping superstars, that worked great in the playoffs. It was the secondary defensive efforts where we broke down specifically against OKC. The secondary defense failed almost every time.
We had no rim protection.
And there was no rim protection.
And you cannot switch all. You switch 1 to 4, man. You cannot switch all unless you got,
unless you have one.
Our rim protection that was
you need pick.
Cleaves and Kennard, man. That's totally embarrassing.
No, I agree.
I'm a switch everything. I'm a lover of switch everything. But you got to have the right people to play those.
Don't have the right people. And it took him a year to realize that we didn't have the right people. And once he finally admitted that and started working with the materials on hand, which is, I think, the hallmark of a great coach. I think a great coach has to have a foundational philosophy, but it can't override your personnel. You're only as good as your team. And it took him a year-ish to get to that point in his philosophy, and I appreciate that he got there. Where I think he needs to grow more next season, because I'm assuming he's back. He's back. There's no way they're not. He just got his extension. He made an improvement in the playoffs. He made an improvement in the regular season. You bring him back. I would say that. Where I want to see him grow next season is expanding his playoff roster to 10. Play 10 guys. you don't have.
Rob got a lot to do with that, man.
No, because we ran it. It's not about the players. It's about running out of gas.
No,
your best guys
in the second half.
It's also, man, you were at a point where you had to put Laravia out there. My God,
that was zero or Vando.
I
mean, Vando broke his finger off, which was crazy to look at, but that was crazy. But you when LeBron can't get lift under his shots for the last 7 minutes of the fourth quarter, which is exactly what we saw happening every single game.
Yeah.
So it's not about
he needs to go to the Thunder where he could play like 10 minutes a game.
Yeah, the closeout game, guys. The closeout game. Hayes and Kennard had 27 and 24 minutes. Then Theo had 3 minutes.
Everybody else played over.
We played 7 guys basically.
35 minutes.
Yeah. Rui 43, Reeves 43, LeBron 40, Smart 36.
It's not sustainable. And this is my point. This is where you have to start.
He's trying to win the game, man.
But are you? Or are you just running your guys into the ground again? And this is my point. Hold on. Let me make my point. Let me make my point. Then you may respond. Let me just get something out here. All I'm saying, and I'm not saying these are good players. Like Vando's not a playoff performer. Thero's a rookie who barely played in the regular season. There is a point where I get it. We want to win. But at the same time, if you're not taking the lesson, if you're not learning the lesson, then you're just wasting all the time. You wasted the losses. You wasted the effort. It was nice that you tried. Gold star for effort. That's not enough. That's not enough for a playoff team. Gold star for effort is not enough for a playoff team. So my point is that my next adjustment that I would like to see him learn, and this is also on the team building side, the front office, is to have a 10-player roster you can deploy in the playoffs. That's it. That's my point.
That's the minimum. They have to have a 10-player.
You got to have a 10-player roster. If you don't have guys you're comfortable playing in the playoffs,
that means that the average guy plays 20 minutes.
This is my point. And you can see the second. You go back and look at the splits for every game against OKC. We're competitive in the first half, fall apart in the second half. Competitive in the first half, fall apart, and even against Houston a lot of the time. It was
not only that, the insurance you get against injuries. It's like JJ said, out of the entire 82 game season, the Lakers maybe had 5 games where the lineup and rotation he planned at the start of the year was there.
I love Paul Reed. I don't think we have a chance of getting Paul Reed, but I love Paul Reed. I would take Paul Reed. YYC. Anyway, that's Michael, your thoughts on, I think we're all in basic agreement that 10 guys is kind of the minimum for the modern NBA.
And that's why we need to be looking at some of the cheaper contracts, like Goodwin, Thibault, those kind of guys. They
You can't
don't.
get to 10 if you give some guy 35 million.
Yeah,
you give Walker 35 million. That's
yeah.
fair.
See, that's why going after some of these
Names.
some of these restricted free agents is going to be tough because to pry them away, you're going to have to overpay them.
Yeah.
And while everybody talks about, oh yeah, we've got 50 million in cap space. Yeah, and we've got 5 guys on the roster. You know,
and we got 6 guys that deserve to come back that are rotation players.
And if if you keep Rui and you keep LeBron, how much so it's like
you're done.
These great restricted free agents that I'd love to have. The only way you're going to get
they have only $50 million to spend. You're going to spend 35 million of that on one player.
Yeah, and you're in the same boat again.
Your rotation.
Right. So you got to be smart. You got to get, like I said, Jordan Goodwin would be a good guy to get. We can keep Marcus for 9, using the room exception.
Okay.
So yeah, we can go over. We could still go over the cap and keep Marcus for $9 million. I think that would be his market anyway.
What are you going to pay Rui?
I would pay him. I would probably pay him 15 million.
You have to pay him 15. He leaves for less
because that's his market.
You're only going to have to give Rui.
Brooklyn's not going to sign Rui. Brooklyn's not going to sign Rui. Chicago's not going to sign Rui.
Yeah, but
that's it.
Yeah, you gotta the MLE is 15 million. You gotta pay Rui and you gotta pay Smart.
Okay, you pay
at least 16 million.
Yeah,
you're gonna have
you pay him 16 million.
That's why that's what you get. That's why you gotta pay them. You gotta pay them more than the MLE because the MLE is there's too many teams that you got.
Well, I don't think anybody would pay Marcus more than 9 million.
No, Marcus is worth the MLE. Yeah, he proved
but
that
he won't get it because of his age and his injury stuff.
But he played the entire playoffs and he played the entire season.
He played the entire season.
His shot.
He'll get MLE money, man.
I don't think so.
Then he'll get it somewhere else.
Go and look on the web and there's 3 or 4 sites that basically
where he might end up
out the value of the player.
Where I could see him end up with for the MLE is Miami. Miami would offer him their full MLE, I could see, and he would fit in great. He's right in there with Heat culture, and that'd be fine.
He's our 3rd most important player in the year.
Miami needs a true point guard.
Excuse me.
More than another defender. I mean, they need a true point guard. So I don't know if they would use the money on him.
I mean, we'll see. It's going to be an interesting summer. I think that I put Smart behind Rui, if I'm being honest. I think Rui's more valuable. I mean, it's Reeves, LeBron, Rui, Smart.
Smart transformed our defense. I'll disagree.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. I think he was a solid defender throughout the year. I think that it's the turnovers and the streaky shooting that's a problem. And that's going to be anybody for his price at this point. It's not like you're going to get a massive upgrade. I think if he's not going to come back if he doesn't pick up his option, then it's because he's going somewhere else. I don't think we have the ability to pay him more and sign Austin and potentially keep LeBron and keep Rui. And that's whether or not Ayton opts out or not. If Ayton opts out, you get a little more wiggle room in that scenario, but not a lot. And I don't know how over the cap we're going to go. I mean, we could go over the cap to sign Reeves because his cap hold is only 20? Yeah,
20 million.
20 mil. So that's a mechanism that I'd like to get into next week if we do a show, how the cap holds work, how that works against the cap. I'm quickly losing interest in the playoffs because the Lakers aren't in it. So I'm like, whatever. I'm basically rooting for the Knicks at this point. That's my team. If the Knicks can win it all, I'm down. I don't want the Spurs to win it. I don't want OKC to win it, and I don't want Detroit to win it.
I want the Spurs to win the next round. I
don't care. I mean, I would like to see them win 1 or 2 games so that we don't see.
I'd like to see a 7-game series between the Spurs and the Thunder.
You might.
Although they're going to have a problem with
the fascinating part of that series is that as a Laker fan, you better be looking at that series and figuring out that whatever moves we make, we're going to have to beat one of these 2 teams. We're going to have to beat both of these teams.
YYC has an interesting Marcus Smart theory. He thinks he's going back to the Celtics.
if we lost, I think that there's absolutely no way we allow Marcus Smart to go to another team. But if we lost him, the best substitute probably would be to use a first-round pick to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Dort. He's the same player. At worst, Dort is a 40% shooting version of Marcus Smart.
I would agree with that. I mean, I don't know that he's the. What I like about Smart is that you can give him the ball to get it across midcourt, better than LaRavia.
Not only that, but Smart can take the weakest defender on the other team, and he can take him one-on-one and get a bucket underneath the hoop.
Sometimes. Everybody hit a wall against OKC. I'm not putting that on Smart. Everybody had problems against OKC. Right?
And one thing I just want to quickly add on the trading draft picks, those 2030-ish draft picks just became much more valuable with the new with the new anti-tanking rule. But everybody in the end of the draft are going to have 8% chance at the top.
Everybody's got an 8% chance to break into the lottery, which is a nice chance. That's not, I would.
Break into the number one pick.
That's what I mean. Well, I don't know, but I mean, we'll see how long that lasts. I don't know that that's going to last.
Well, the Mavericks just
lasts long enough for the Lakers.
Mavericks proved that the NBA either cheated or else miracles happen.
Whatever, isn't it one and the same? Isn't a miracle kind of like cheating?
It is in a way, isn't it?
It is in a way, isn't it? Depending on how you think about religion. Anyway, we'll move on from that. I'm sure that's a hotbed of fun.
You didn't pray, man. That's why you got it. What you got?
YYC likes Colin Sexton off the bench if you can get him for cheap. I guess that doesn't move my needle much.
He's not a legitimate rotation player.
He's a bench guy. He's a bench guy.
Here's the other thing that we have to do. Out of those 10 rotation players that we all agree we need, 5 of those suckers got to play defense. Be really plus defense.
At least, yes, that's that. They better, or we're not going to get far in the playoffs.
Well, you can have a couple. You can have a couple of traffic cones, no more than 2 traffic cones.
They better shoot
well. At least 5 elite defenders and at least 3 guys that can be good team defenders.
I would listen. Let me ask you this, Tom. Do you value Marcus Smart more than Luke Kennard?
Yes.
Interesting. For me, they're about equal. I think that Smart brings enough on defense, and Kennard is just a ridiculous offensive.
Well,
for
it's funny. When I published my article and I had my salary thing, I got ripped on X for giving Kennard a raise to $13 million.
Well, that's for Kennard, yeah.
And he's making it $11 million now, man.
Yeah, but I don't think he gets a raise. I think.
Yeah, but for a one-way player, which Luke is.
Yeah.
His shooting is so exceptional that when you put him and Rui on the floor together
with Reeves and Luka,
with Reeves and Luka, that's a combination that can be scary.
All you need is Hayes.
I'm a big believer. Listen, I think one of our weaknesses is if we could shoot volume threes at a high percentage, this team could be unbeatable.
Oh, I agree. It's the high percentage.
My biggest problem with Luke is he always makes the best basketball play, which isn't always the best basketball play.
If he had my mentality, he'll have like a 80% good shot. He'll have like an 80% good shot.
Is it always the best?
Dang it! Well, that's what.
And then he will
pass it
to, then he'll pass it to Bando because Bando is wide open.
Well,
I would take Luke shooting a slightly contested shot over Bando
at the rim,
wide open any day of the week.
Not open. It's like, oh man, no. That's what's worse than that is who threw the pass to Bando in the corner, man. Come on.
You know who throws it a lot is Luka.
Take that pass to Bando in the corner and take it to the hoop.
Like I said, Luke, he always makes the right basketball play, even if it really isn't the right basketball play.
That's what we got him. We got more shots out of him.
Michael, you win the day with that statement. That's my favorite thing that's come out of today's show is Luke Kennard makes the right basketball play, even when it's not the right basketball play.
You gotta know your personality.
You know what kind of basketball player Jamie is because
I love it.
The reason I love Marcus is Marcus,
No, I'm Lamar Odom.
Marcus is never afraid to take the damn shot.
I'm
man.
Lamar Odom on the court. I like to get other guys involved. I like to rebound.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you leave that open shot, man.
I'll leave that open shot.
Pass that open shot.
I'll
God dang it.
right
Yeah.
if I'm not feeling it.
Shoot the ball, Jamie. God damn it. I'm going to pass you the ball anymore.
I'm
Man.
not bad from the outside. I might take that shot if they sag off. I'm not. I don't know if I can't take it to the rim. That's where I fail. I don't have a handle. I don't have moves to get free of my defender. I'm taller than most of the guys on the rep court. But anyway, all right. It's a little bit after 12. I'm going to move on with my day. We should all move on with our day. That's enough basketball for one day, unless you're watching the game later tonight. Is there a game later tonight? I don't even know. I don't even care. Lakers aren't playing, so who cares? Sorry, Minnesota. You ran into a buzzsaw named Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. And congrats to felt for Ant-Man. He played on one leg, gutted it out. Losing DiVincenzo was huge. I think Dante and Julius Randle have a really great connection dating back to their time in New York. And that's one of the reasons that this series went the way it did. They didn't have Dante DiVincenzo. And that was, the injuries happen. That's a terrible injury for him to have. And hopefully he comes back at some point next year. But he probably won't be the player that he was before that Achilles injury, because
I never have sympathy after this year for anybody's injuries.
No, I do. I hate seeing guys get hurt. It really
I know.
It ruins the vibe.
I hate seeing guys get Achilles since I had one.
I know. It's the worst one to watch. I mean, ever since Kobe, I've been like, it means you're not ever.
Achilles are the worst injuries, though, man.
Worst for basketball players, for sure. Anyway, as always, Jamie Sweet, Michael H., Laker Tom, thank you, everybody, for joining in. And we'll try to keep this going through the summer on occasion. Lakers are out, so, the motivation is slightly lacking, but I always like to talk hoops.
It's silly season now.
And we will do a show where we get into like the nuts and bolts of the new CBA and kind of get into like why the Lakers can make certain moves and why they can't, because a lot of times you see people be like, they should trade for this guy. And it makes no actual fiscal or logical sense. So we're going to try to put a lid on those sort of half-baked ideas. Although I'm not going to put a lid on Laker Tom because it's impossible. So anyway. Anything you guys want to say before I send us off?
No, I have to leave. So,
all right. All right.
Aloha.
Yeah, give us a
aloha.
There we go. All right. See you guys.
Bye-bye.